Hi, I'm Don. Welcome to EveryPlate Meals with Don. Today on this episode, we are going to turn this into this. My version of EveryPlate's Creamy Dijon Chicken. Here's what you'll need. The directions called for Yukon Gold potatoes, but my local Walmart never has those. So this time I got the Sunburst blend. You can use any small potato. The Honey Gold, Yukon Gold, the Reds, or whatever. You'll need about 10 of them or a small bag. You'll also need 2 zucchinis, the scallions or green onions. You'll need garlic, chicken breast, Italian seasoning. Now, I couldn't find just any old Italian seasoning, so I couldn't decide between these two, so I got them both. I actually tasted them, I liked them, and I ended up mixing them together, and I really liked how that turned out. You'll also need the chicken stock. Here at Walmart does carry that bone broth in the concentrated version, which is what you need. You'll need some sour cream and mustard of your choice. I used honey mustard or honey Dijon this time instead of the regular Dijon. I liked it. I would also like to try, they have a Cuban mustard I think would be really good. So you can really experiment with the different mustards and get a great flavor. As always, we want to wash and dry our produce. Here we have our potatoes. We want to slice them up into roughly 1/2 inch pieces. Next, we want to trim up our zucchini. So we cut off the ends, split them in half, and then cut them into about 1/2 inch pieces to make little half moons out of them, and set them aside. Now we want to cut up our green onions or scallions. Now, the green part is going to be used for decoration or presentation, to sprinkle on top of your plate when you're done. The white part at the end, we're going to cut that up and separate the two, and the white part is going to be used in our sauce. So cut them, separate the two, and set them aside. Okay, we're going to get our potatoes ready to bake. Here we're going to use a drizzle of oil. Normally I would use ghee, but this time I just went ahead and used the oil. Spread the potatoes out on the oil. We're going to salt and pepper them. And I'm going to use both of those seasonings again. I'm just going to mix them equally, or what I figured equally, all over the potatoes. Mix it up real good. And then when the oven hits 450 degrees, we are going to bake that for 20 to 25 minutes. This is where we're going to cook our zucchini. Now, I've placed some ghee in the pan. As I've talked before, I use ghee instead of oil when I'm frying something. My cardiologist, again, says it's better for me, so that's what I use. You can do whatever you want, though. So I'll let this melt, the pan warm up, and then I'm going to add our zucchini pieces. I'm going to salt and pepper to taste. And I'm also going to add half of the garlic that we chopped up. Now, I did extra garlic, so I'm going to add half of that to the zucchini, and it's going to be lovely. I was kind of inspired, the zucchini in the recipe is just salt and pepper, but by adding the garlic and a little bit of seasoning, I was inspired by a friend of ours has an Italian restaurant, and they have some amazing vegetables. Italian vegetables with their dish, and I've tried and tried and tried to get him to give me that recipe, and he is very tight-lipped. I don't blame him. I'm going to keep asking him, and I'll see if I can figure it out. He probably knows I'll share it. That's why he's not telling me. But anyway, so we're going to cook these for 4 to 7 minutes until they're soft, and then we'll set them aside on a plate and cover them up to help keep them warm while the rest of our meal is cooking. Alright, when you remove the chicken from the package, you should use a paper towel, kind of dab it and get some of that moisture off. Set it in a shallow plate or a bowl like I did here, and then we're going to cover it with salt and pepper, and then we're going to use the seasoning of your choice. Here I use that Tuscan and the Mediterranean equally, just like I did on the potatoes. Make sure I cover both sides and set it aside. In the same pan that I cooked the zucchini in, I'm going to fry the chicken in. The chicken's going to cook on a medium to medium-high heat. It's going to be 5 to 6 minutes per side. Obviously, you want to make sure that you cook your chicken all the way through. This chicken is much thicker and the breasts are much larger than the chicken that came in the original EveryPlate kit. So you'll see as you watch this video, I actually turned the chicken a couple of times. I even cut into it to make sure that it's cooked all the way through. Ultimately, I ended up putting a lid on it, turning the heat down to keep the heat and the moisture in to try to cook the chicken more thoroughly. I am not a cook. Chicken is not my specialty. The whole point of this video was to show that anybody can do this. And believe me, you can. And this actually turned out really, really well. Okay, in the same pan that we fried our chicken in, we're going to saute our garlic and our green onion, those scallion ends. Now, the direction called for that pan to be wiped out after you fried them. I didn't do that, so I ended up with a little extra oil. I even added a little bit of ghee to it. That's personal preference. But anyway, you're going to saute these for about a minute, and then we're going to add our 3 tablespoons of water, and also we're going to add our chicken stock. Now in the chicken stock, I added 2.5 tablespoons, actually 4.5 tablespoons is what I added to that. And then I added the water, and then we got that mixed up real good, got it warm, and then we removed it from the heat. So after this set aside, it was allowed to cool for just briefly. We're going to go ahead and add the remaining of our ingredients. So we're going to do sour cream. Now here I use 2 big spoonfuls. Because I'm trying to duplicate the EveryPlate recipe and I don't have the pre-measured stuff, I'm kind of guessing here. So I probably should have used about half the sour cream that I used, but it actually worked out in the end. I was able to fix it and it tasted really good. So here I use those 2 big spoons. Then I added the 2 tablespoons of butter that it called for. And then I started adding the honey Dijon mustard. You can use any mustard you like. The honey Dijon mustard was a little sweeter than the regular Dijon mustard that we had before when we got the kit originally. You can use any mustard you like. There's a Cuban mustard I really want to try. I really fell in love with that. I tried it once and I love it on my hot dogs. I love it in my sandwiches. So I think the next time I make this, I'm going to use the Cuban mustard. Anyway, get this all mixed up real good, and then just leave it sit there while we cut our chicken and get ready to plate our meal. Alright, so it's time to cut up our chicken. You see I was a little clumsy. Tried to use tongs and a regular steak knife. I obviously should have used a different knife, and you see I switched to a fork to kind of hold it down, but it wasn't pretty, but we got it cut up and it was ready to get plated before too long, and let me tell you, this turned out really good. So we finish up the cutting the chicken. I didn't actually film myself plating the meal, but you'll see it here just in a second after it's already plated. This turned out really well. I'm very pleased with how it turned out, and this will definitely be on our menu again. Our 13-year-old daughter even liked it, and she took some leftovers for lunch the next day, so that was kind of nice. And stick around. I hope you like this video, and you can see I'm not a YouTuber, I'm not a cook, I'm just muddling through this the best I can, but I sure would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to this channel and follow me as I grow, and because each week I'm going to try to do one or two of these meals, and if you like them, please let me know in the comments, and if you got something that you think I should try, let me know in the comments. I'd be glad to check it out. I'd be glad to try it, and stick around and I will give a complete list and instructions on what exactly you have to do to make this meal. Thanks again for watching. I'm Don with Paper Plate Meals with Don. Yukon Gold potatoes or similar, 2 zucchinis, 2 garlic cloves minimum, 4 chicken breasts, Italian seasoning or seasoning of your choice, concentrate chicken stock 2 to 3 tablespoons, sour cream 2 to 4 tablespoons, honey Dijon mustard or mustard of your choice. Step 1. Preheat oven to 450 degrees. Wash and dry produce. Trim and halve the zucchini lengthwise, slice crosswise into 1/2 inch thick moons. Trim and thinly slice scallions, separating whites from greens. Peel and finely chop garlic. Pat chicken dry with a paper towel and season to your liking. Step 2. Toss potatoes on a baking sheet with a large drizzle of oil. Season to your liking. Roast potatoes until browned and tender, 20 to 25 minutes. Step 3. While potatoes roast, heat a drizzle of oil in a large pan, medium-high heat. Add zucchini and season. Cook stirring often until brown and tender, 4 to 7 minutes. Heat a drizzle of oil in the pan used for zucchini, medium-high heat. Add chicken and cook until brown and cook thoroughly, 5 to 6 minutes per side. Turn off heat, transfer chicken to a cutting board to rest 5 minutes, thinly sliced crosswise. Heat a drizzle of oil in the same pan, medium heat. Add scallions, whites, and garlic. Cook until fragrant, 30 seconds to a minute. Stir in stock concentrate, 3 tablespoons of water. Remove from heat to cool slightly. Stir in sour cream, mustard, and 2 tablespoons of butter until melted. Combine and season with pepper. Divide chicken, potatoes, and zucchini between plates. Drizzle with sauce and sprinkle with scallion greens, and enjoy. Thank you for watching Paper Plate Meals with Don. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Have a great day.